live once again, and you know how we do it. But today we got to do it quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
Riffin with Griffin.
There's a baby on my chest.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Listen, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, y'all.
Riffin with Griffin, baby.
No singing mic today because I got Wolford on my chest. But we got a lot to talk about today. I want to bring a discussion from my Patreon episode to the main episode because I really enjoyed it. Dakota Johnson, she talked publicly about why her movie was terrible, Madam Web. Plus, just general discussion about humor and what we do here regularly on Riffin with Griffin. Thanks for being here.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Riffin with Griffin.
I don't get to sing a mic today for the people that are listening. If you're listening, thanks for listening to Riffin with Griffin every week. If you're new to the podcast, thanks for being here. It's just it's just me being me, free flowing stream of consciousness, live. Sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's really serious, but it's always 100% me. For the people that have been here before, thanks for being here again. You know how we do. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Excuse me. Hit the subscribe button. Because you could be on Twitch too. Be a Twitch subscriber. Because if you become a Twitch subscriber, meaning a paid subscriber, you're going to get all, me all the time. No ads. But you're also going to get on every Monday, I go live for Monday Nuance. So I take a subject, a topic, maybe from the podcast or something that's going on in the world, and I really discuss it because, I love the word nuance. So Monday Nuance, and you could be a part of that by being on Patreon or a Twitch subscriber. I've been talking about consistently doing extra content, and I have been doing it. So you can get a 7-day free trial on Patreon and then, start supporting the show that way if you want. So anyways, that is what it is, and thanks for being here as always. We got some sponsors of the show. I want to say thanks to our new sponsor, HomeChef. HomeChef, baby. For a limited time, HomeChef is offering our listeners 18 free meals plus free shipping on your first box and free dessert for life at homechef.com/Griffin. That's homechef.com/Griffin for 18 meals and free desserts for life. homechef.com/Griffin. Must be an active subscriber to receive free desserts. Second sponsor is IBOTTA. Yeah, baby, IBOTTA, the IBOTTA app. Right now, IBOTTA is offering our listeners $5 just for trying IBOTTA by using the code Griffin when you register. Guys, you got to do this. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free IBOTTA app to start earning cash back and use code Griffin. That's IBOTTA, IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store. And please use code Griffin. Thanks to our sponsors of the show. Riffin with Griffin, getting those sponsors. Love it. So, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I got my baby holder shirt. It's just like you got to figure out how can you support your wife if your wife's breastfeeding. For all those moms out there, they breastfeed is tough, especially in the newborn stage, because they like to cluster feed, so that means like they just want to feed all night. They just want to be on the nipple, so he'll just be laying on his side next to her, and I could just tell, like, you hear all these stories about babies getting smothered by accident and that kind of stuff. So it's like it's hard for either one of us to sleep when that's happening, just to make sure that he's okay. But, it gets to a certain point where now she's, pumping. So now there's plenty of milk. So, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I got to let her sleep. So it's like I'm up now, 6 a.m. and I pick him up and, burp him and change him. And then he poops again and you change him. And then you have to so I have this bottle that I can feed him myself and just take care of him until, she decides that she wants to wake up, and it's just to make sure that she sleeps. It just makes me, man, I tell you, when I think about my mom, was a single mom and doing this by herself, it's like I just have a special place in my heart for single moms because this is tough, y'all. I can't even imagine being a single mom or a single parent. There could be single dads out there too that you're taking care of your kid. It's rare, but it does happen. But man, just not having somebody helping you must be, I don't even know what to say. So shout out to all those people, all the single moms out there, doing God's work, right? But the little Tykes Goodie's getting big. I had this little carrier shirt. Thank God I've been working out. I just want to say this too. I started working out about 3 months ago, and I'm pretty consistent with it now. 3 times a week with my trainer, and I'm gonna keep the trainer until I can really I know all the things I need to do, and then I can go on my own. I got to tell you, I'm so glad I'm doing that because it really helps me with my sleep, my mood, strength. Being able to pick this baby up and walk around with him and bend down to get stuff or getting myself off the couch with the baby. I mean, all those little things that you think are so easy to do or just so common, man, when you don't know that you need to really get in better shape until your fitness and everything is being challenged, man. So, and that's where I'm at with it right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's really something, really something. And I'm glad I'm doing it, but I gotta tell you, I actually really love, working out. I love it. I didn't know, I don't know. I love the weightlifting. That's my favorite part. I don't know if people weightlift out there, but I really love that. I love how you feel when you're weightlifting, right? So I really want to continue it and just make this just a regular part of my life for the rest of my life. Some sort of workout. My workout consists of so I walk to the gym. It's nearby where I live. Little friendly neighborhood gym. It's nice. Not one of the big conglomerates, right? So I walk there. It's about half a mile. And then when I get there, I get on the treadmill for about 15 minutes. And I usually walk on an incline. But what I've been starting to do consistently is I just do it for 15 minutes. I do some interval running. So I'll get it up to 5 miles per hour on the thing. And I'll run for a minute. And then I'll walk for a minute. Run for a minute. Walk for a minute. And I want to get that up to a point where I can run for 2 minutes or run for 3 minutes. And you say, why? First of all, cardio is good for your heart. And as that's important for me, heart health. And just I also want to be able to run after this kid. He's going to be a little toddler. I'm going to be an old ass man. I want to be able to, he can be running into traffic. I got to run after his ass. So I was like, I got to be able to, keep up. So there's a lot to that. So then I'll do my 15 minutes of cardio. All right. And then I go with my trainer and then we start doing some ab work. So then I'll do like 4 or 5 different exercises that concentrate on core and my abs to it's all about core work, right? And so I do that for 15 minutes and then we weight lift for 30 minutes. I'll do some circuit training stuff. So that means I'll do 3 different exercises on the weights at a time. So I might do the curls and then I get on another machine and do maybe I'm doing I don't know all the terminology, guys, but I'll do 3 different, that's one set, is to do 3 exercises. Then I'll do that 3 or 4 times, get on and then do another set of some other stuff. And then when I finish, I really feel good. I feel strong. I feel like I'm ready ready to go. So that's, you know what I mean? It's fun stuff. So I encourage everybody to, like, if you haven't started working out, to work out. I mean, you know, there's this concept that people say, you know, people always say stuff like, you know, I don't have enough time. I don't believe in you don't have time. I feel like you always make time for the things that you want to do. It's just a fact, man. You know, whatever job you're doing right now, you know, whatever job it is right now, if your boss came to you right now and they said, hey, we need you to go on a trip to Paris, it'll be paid. You know, you'll get paid. We'll double your pay for this because it's a conference I need you to go on. You know, you'd be like, oh, okay, let's go. You know, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just find time for things because you just, you know, organize. So I suggest everybody out there is to find time to, you know, work on your fitness, you know. But here's the thing. It's all about a mentality. And I've talked about this before, but I think I should continue to talk about it. You know, what happens is we have these like crazy expectations. And so the people that talk about fitness are always these like in shape people with great bodies. And we look at them and go, ooh, I want that. And then we can't live up to that expectation. And we start this process. And then when we don't achieve that, we go, well, whatever, we stop. It becomes like, I don't want to do this. I'll never be that. But I think what happens is we miss out on the important things, the maybe the minor things that actually add up to being more important than just your physique. Don't make your physique your end goal. The end all be all is what I'm saying. For instance, when I get on the treadmill for my heart health, that's like a 15 minutes that like doctor recommended, 15, 20 minute like walk outside, whatever, is such a beneficial to you. Like we don't even realize, I didn't even realize the benefits of that. Like heart health, how it helps with brain function, how it helps with your mood, right? Those are important things that you can add to your life every single day for just 15, 20 minutes. Maybe you're somebody that likes to be on the internet. You like to watch TikTok, or you like to listen to a podcast like this. Maybe when you're listening to this podcast or any podcast that you like, you take that time to be like, I'm going to walk while I listen to this podcast. Or if you love looking at TikTok and finding out stuff, put your headphones on, walk around your block or something, 15, 20 minutes. It just make it a part of your thing. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And then you'll see that little bit of whatever that is, the benefits from that, you know. And then when you start talking about just exercising and strength, you don't have to be like, you know, if your end goal is to have a six pack, hey, we're not all going to achieve that. But being stronger and feeling better, if feeling better is your goal, you can achieve that. Anybody can. Anybody listening to this right now, if you make your goal just feeling better, whatever that little bit of exercises you go do, it's going to be worth it. Go on YouTube and find one of those, ab workout, push-up workout, 5-minute morning start. Like, it's such a small amount of time that you can add to your routine, your daily routine, that will benefit you for the rest of your life, man. You know? And it's like, especially when these reports and stuff are coming out now they're doing these studies, you know. I love one of my favorite websites. One of my favorite Instagram sites is Puberty. You know, I love this site, Pubity. Shout out to them. You know, they always have these different studies and different sometimes it'll be pop culture things, which is pretty great stuff. So one of the things they had on here, I usually don't go to these things so early, but let's do this now. But since I'm talking about it, is they say obesity is now a greater risk to global health than hunger. Like, think about that for a second. There's places in the world where food is sparse, but we're at a point now in society where obesity is a greater health risk. I mean, man, just if you just look up obesity and all the things that it causes, heart issues, just so many things. So, and then I'm just saying to you, I think if you concentrate on making yourself feel better. Like I think back 3-4 months ago and I was like tired all the time. I'd be like, even going to the mailbox, I'd be like, oh my God, oh no. Then I'm thinking, oh, this kid is coming. What am I going to do? And what happened to me is I went to DC to visit my cousin. Shout out to Alyssa. And she just had a newborn and now he's 6 months old, right? So we went to lunch and then I'm holding him. And I was holding him and I was like, God damn, this kid is heavy. I was like, this kid is heavy. So I was like, oh, and that inspired me to be like, you know what? What am I going to do? Am I going to not be able to carry my kid? I was like, you know what? Let me get to the gym. So whatever inspires you, whatever your thing is, you just you find it. That's how you do it, man. He's just a little tyke. I hope he doesn't start going crazy because I'm live, but it is what it is, right? So anyways, my whole point is just like, let's, find the time, guys. Just find the time. Just start with a walk. Like if you all right now that are listening to me right now, you listen to podcasts. So even if it's like, you're at work or maybe it's a truck driver or something like that, or even if you're a truck driver, when you pull over and you're taking a break, you have to go to the bathroom, instead of getting right back on the road, take 15 minutes to listen to my podcast or whatever podcast you like. And maybe you walk around the parking lot of that thing for 15 minutes just to or however how long you can do it. It is going to help you tremendously for your mood and health. And then maybe you add a little bit more to that, for you people that have more time, maybe you can go to the gym. Maybe you get some weights, and maybe you have your headphones on and you just walk with some 10-pound weights. There's so many different little things you can do that I'm telling you, I guarantee you're going to start feeling better. Make that your goal, to feel better, sleep better, have better heart health, mental clarity. Here's something that I was like, man, you know what? I knew I needed to start taking vitamins and I was worried about mental health. And of course my mom has dementia. So I'm thinking oh my God, am I going to get dementia? It's and I thought about it when I was a kid. My mom never worked out. My mom was always a slender woman. So it was just that was just her body type, but she never worked out. And I was like, oof, I said, let me change the pattern here, But I would forget things. It'd be like a thing where this is silly, but I would forget Meryl Streep's name. Right? It would just go out of my head. Let's say I'm thinking about Devil Wears Prada. What is that? I'd be thinking about this. Oh, what's that lady's name? Greatest actress ever. And I'm telling you, it just would it would leave my brain where I could not remember this bitch's name. And so I was like, oh no. Then I would wake up in the morning and I'd be like, oh, what's her name again? And I would forget her name. I just I don't know what. Working out, vitamins, vitamin D, B12, all the things that, got to take care of myself. Then I'd be like, Meryl Streep. Then I just remembered Meryl Streep. Then I started to remember other names and things I was like, oh yeah, Glenn Close. She's the poor man's Meryl Streep. You know what I mean? It would be it's just those kind of things, but whatever, guys. I'm just saying, you got to just start slow. Just start slow. Take care of yourself. Start slow. But remember, if you're going to take anything from me, if you're going to take anything from the out of shape fat guy who's trying to work on it, just the main thing, don't worry about your physique. Don't make that be the end all be all. If you just concentrate on feeling better first, it's gonna happen for you. Okay? Take that 15-minute walk every single day. Even right now, if you're listening to me live, you're on your phone live, go walk right now while you're listening to me. Just go walk. Just take a brisk 15-minute walk. and just make that a part of your regular routine. Okay. I know we got the little baby on. For people listening, you know, Wolfie, he's on my. I had this great care. I wish I knew the name of this company that makes this shirt, but this sucker is great. I walk around, I play games, video games. I'll be walking with him, doing household chores with this thing on. So, anyways, now let's talk about our sponsors of the show, HomeChef. Everybody, HomeChef, HomeChef. Now that the novelty of the new year has dwindled down, how are your resolutions coming? One of mine was to order less takeout and cook more at home. It really is. Like, eating out, you're spending too much money. I spend too much money because Rachel and I, we're just fancy and bougie like that. So sometimes you don't have time to prepare meals and all that. That's why I love HomeChef. It's a different meal kit. It's a different meal kit brand, guys. If you're overwhelmed, you know, are you drowning in a sea of meal kit options? Because there's so many, right? Amidst the chaos, there's one shining star worth your culinary affection. HomeChef. It's not just another fish in the meal kit. See, they're the gourmet catch you've been dreaming of. Say goodbye to swiping left on lackluster meals and swipe right for one brand that your taste buds will swoon. HomeChef provides fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently delivered to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Cooking is such a great, escape getaway. And I'm telling you, appreciate eating way more when you cook it yourself. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients and easy instructions, speedy recipes ready in less than 30 minutes, oven-ready kits with pre-chopped ingredients, or quick microwave meals that assemble in minutes, HomeChef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without hassle. I fully endorse this company, guys. For a limited time, HomeChef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus shipping on your first box and free dessert for life at homechef.com/Griffin. That's homechef.com/Griffin for 18 free meals and free desserts for life. Homechef.com/Griffin. Must be an active subscriber to receive free desserts. Fully support HomeChef, everybody. And our other sponsor today is IBOTTA. IBOTTA app, pronounced IBOTTA. IBOTTA. The New Year's for many people means resolutions to save money and all that, right? Start getting cash back on every purchase you make with IBOTTA. After holidays, we could all use a little cash in our pockets, especially after all the gift giving. God, so many gifts I gave. We still need to buy the everyday things we need. Make sure you're getting cash back on all of your everyday purchases with IBOTTA. It's officially soup season. We're sure you can get all the ingredients you need to master your recipe while getting cash back on your purchase with IBOTTA. IBOTTA is a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items, from groceries to beauty supplies to toys. You can make sure you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average IBOTTA user earns $140 per year. You hear what I'm saying, guys? Sign up for this, and you too will get $140 per year. That's the average what people are earning. This could cover the cost of an entire shopping trip, but the flight you've been eyeing, the game you're dying to go to, or the fancy dinner you've been craving. Join the over 50 million savers and earn cash back every time you shop from 2,700 brands and retailers, including Lowe's, Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, and more. Check out the IBOTTA app, guys. Check out IBOTTA. Right now, IBOTTA is offering our listeners $5 just for trying IBOTTA by using the code Griffin when you register. Just go to the App Store or Google App Play Store and download the free IBOTTA app to start earning cash back and use code Griffin. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use code Griffin. Oh, I know, kid. You're going to use IBOTTA too? All right, guys. We took care of business. we're getting those ads, which is good. Let's go to the comments, guys. Comment section is on fire this week. Somebody commented just 4 hours ago about I had an episode where I talked about Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson. This guy said, I love the conversation on Tucker, but I have to disagree. Tucker is just a vile person. Sure, money is one determining factor, but a huge factor is also what type of person you are. And there are few as vile as Tucker. I mean, even look at now, see what he's doing. There's a giant corporation to hide. There's no giant corporation to hide behind now. He's just one of those people who history won't look good upon. Well, I feel like you feel that way, and I understand how you feel, and that's J. Romerick 9101. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I think that everything's too political right now. It's just a lot of politics in the world that I don't think is necessary. You know what I mean? Money is a factor. I don't know if the guy's a terrible person, but I feel like he is part of an agenda. And, it's like the thing is you can't discount the 70 million people or whoever that are, right conservative people or, the people that support Trump, whatever. It's like you can't, just because you don't like Tucker or Trump, don't confuse that to being like the people that like to listen to that or the people that vote for Trump are terrible people, because they're not. Not everybody's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like it's a very terrible place that we're in right now. Everything's so polarizing. But thanks for the comment. Sarah K3830. Really enjoy watching you on I'm Dying Up Here. Great performance, great character. Man, I wish you would tell, where are you watching it? I wish more people would have watched it 5 years ago. Let's see. Here's someone else talking about I'm Dying Up Here. Dinky3426 said the cancellation killed me. You? Somebody asked me DTO98. Hope you're going to see Dune 2. Need some woo-woo reviews. Listen to me. If it wasn't the baby and all that, I am going to see Dune. Trust me, I can't wait. Dune was one of my favorite movies. I really enjoyed Dune. The first one. So it was just I watched it. I've watched it so many times because I just enjoy it. So definitely gonna check that out. Right. So and it will be coming. Let's see. Somebody commented on the Lee Brothers episode. We need way more of these, please, Eric. Well, it is what it is, guys. I don't know. Maybe I haven't asked the guys in a while, but we'll see. Let's see. 3 Downs. I don't even want to say the name. It's weird. He goes, I'm in Canada. The problem with helping the climate here is that we, as private citizens, are getting charged money in the form of extra taxes to combat climate change. I still don't understand why. One, why are governments exclusively charging the corporations and businesses? Yeah, I get what this guy's saying. And another one is why if families would be charged. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You know what I mean? It's like, well, the problem is like we're just an overtaxed society, even in Canada, especially in Canada. If you think about it, talk about overtaxed. People always talk about their free health care, but yeah, they because they pay for it with their taxes. Then they charge taxes for everything. It's like we pay taxes. We just kind of go, that's the price of living in this country. We pay taxes, but we never know where things are going. If the corporations are a part of making the climate, well, then make them hold them accountable, right? So I get what the guy's saying. Let's see. I think your kid is. Somebody said, "Oh, this guy. Oh, it's the same guy." I'm done with that guy. Anyway, there's plenty of good comments this week, so thanks a lot. All right, guys. So thank you for your comments each week, and thank you for your comments for being here in chat. You guys are great. So, let's talk about this real quick. So, I'm on the golden hour. With Chris Dilly and Brandon Schaub, right? So this past they also have a Patreon. We have a Patreon for that episode. So there was this video this moment that happened, okay? And I'm gonna play it for you, then I'm gonna talk about it, all right? So this is Chris. We're just sitting there, and we're talking about Atlanta, and he says this, okay?
Atlanta's the only city where you realize how many black people are there. Not that there's more black people there. They're wearing everything and
So he just randomly said that, and I was drinking water, and it just killed me. It's like out of context of just what we were talking about, and this is the kind of stuff we just talk about on that podcast, where we just say things, So of course, the TikTok comment section is on fire. Of course, all the social justice warriors are out in force. Of course, all the people are like, "Oh my God, white privilege, he's racist." And then they're like, "Why is he laughing? What's the joke?" What's the joke? What is the joke, guys? You know what the joke is? The joke is that I didn't expect him to say that. I've known this guy for many, many years, over 15 years. He's not racist. He was saying something that he thought was funny. He was making a funny observation on a podcast, in a podcast world. So he says this, and am I laughing because I think it's true? Am I laughing because I agree? No, I'm laughing because I didn't expect him to say that. Uh-oh. You think so too, kid? Shh. Figure I gotta soothe the baby at the same time. You're okay. So that's why I'm laughing. And it's like as if people are watching this and they've never. Oh my God. Do we have to end early? People act like they've never in their life had a friend say something that with it out of context or, in the moment, you know what I mean? Like you're having a conversation about one thing and somebody says something else and you all start cracking up because of your relationship. It's amazing to me that people have lost sight of that in society now because of social media. And I think that it's like, sometimes you just laugh because the moment is funny. And I think that we've lost, I think that people have two personas. I think people have this hey, I have to show everybody what a good person I am online. And I need to be outraged. I love all this faux outrage about stuff. And at the same time, too, same token, the people that are taking it the wrong way. I see a lot of dumb people making dumb comments like people are making racist comments in support of this, thinking that that's what he's talking about. So that's wrong, too. But I feel like we should live our lives somewhere in between these two things. Somewhere between the social justice warrior online outrage persona that people put out and the group chat you have with your friends by text message. We need to live somewhere in the middle there because you're not this person that you're trying to be online. All the people that are making those comments what's the joke? All the people that are this is racist and, all those people, you don't really believe that. You just want people to see you doing that. And also, we're also not the people that we are in our private group chats. Just think about some private group chats you have with your friends and some of the crazy, outlandish things you guys say. Somebody dies, you make an offhanded joke or, you know what I'm trying to say? We say a lot of fucked up stuff with our friend group, right? But it's private. So I just think there's some place in the middle that we can live where it doesn't have to be what this is. Even my fantasy football guys who are most of them are black. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think actually, they're all, this is funny. We've been in this fantasy group for 20 years, over 20 years now. Fantasy group. And everybody's black, and of course they found this and they put it in our group chat, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It's like, guys, like I was drinking water and he said that. And that made me just crack up because I'm like, oh, I did not think he was going to say that. And then I think he's done and he says something else when I'm drinking more water. That's why it's funny to me. So you just have to decide what's funny. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like it's okay to be like, I didn't find that funny. And then you just move on with your life. But it's like, we live in a world now where it's like, oh no, not only do I not find this funny, I have to now let everybody know I don't think it's funny. And I have to let everybody know my translation of what I think this is so everybody can see that I am a good person. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, all right. As a comic, as a funny person, as a silly person, sometimes you just go like, I don't even want to share anything. I don't even want to talk about anything because look how people are, It's crazy. But anyways, that's that. Real quick, I wanted to talk about, I haven't seen this movie and I'll probably wait to see it on Disney Plus when it comes out. But there's that new movie, what's it called? Madam Web, and it just did terrible. You know what I mean? I had no interest to see this movie. I don't know this character. I don't know what the point of making this movie was. I don't know if it was a part of the Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of like she's going to be in other movies. But, it did terrible. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, right? So she does this interview, and the interviewer asks her like, well, what do you think happened? And she says, they quote her, she says, it's so hard to get movies made, and these big movies that get made, and it's starting to happen with the little ones, which is what's really freaking me out. Decisions are being made by committee, and art does not do well when it's made by committee. I totally agree with her. Like, what she's talking about is artistic integrity, storytelling. Like, storytelling has been put aside, and making money has become the only thing they care about, as opposed to making a great story and then people love it and then they make money off that, making a business out of something that is great art. It's like you have a great piece of art, you put it in a museum, you charge people to come see it, you're making money, you're selling t-shirts and stuff because of this great art. But if the thing is like, well, how can we sell shirts and make money? And they go, well, let's just put some art up but somebody might be like, well, it takes me 2 years to make this art. And they're like, yeah, but can you do it in 6 months? Because if you do it in 6 months, we could get it in a museum and start selling stuff. When that starts to come into play, I think that's when art loses. I think that's when art misses out, man. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, I understand. So like, I just think that the Marvel universe, they had a gold mine, right? They had a great plan. And I think the original plan was to tell this great story from the comic books, introduce all these characters, and they said, let's take our time. Let's take 10 plus years and tell a story. And even if some of the stories aren't the best, it connects to other stories, and they build it up to this great thing of Infinity War, and they ended it great with Endgame. And there was so many movies in the process: Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Thor, you know what I mean? All these movies that led to this great thing, and we really appreciated the storytelling of it, and they had great actors in it, and the performances were great. And in the process of that, they turned that into a $1 billion business. But now when it ended, now they're just sitting here being like, okay, well, can we do it again? And then now I think like they're not taking their time. They're not planning it. They're not like, some people think they are. Some people are like, you'll see when the new Avengers come out, you'll see. I don't like it, and this is an example of how trash it is, And I know that the Sony productions are only Marvel by name association. I get that. But that's the perception. See, here's the thing, though. The perception is, look, if your name's on it, you're responsible for it, right? So yeah, if you know the nuance of it, you might be like, hey, they're not really involved, but the average person just sees Marvel, and then is this connected to Spider-Man? And we know that Spider-Man's still connected to the Marvel universe. So it's just like our brains are like, well, I think as long as Marvel's involved, it's their fault. So it's just all of these movies that they're making now are just, in my opinion, not very good, and they're not telling some overall story, And even DC is having the same problem. Even though, you know what, next week I'll review. That's the movie I wanted to talk about. I just forgot. I saw the new Aquaman because it's on HBO Max. I got to tell you guys, I liked it. But it has nothing to do with, I just thought the guy's great. He's funny. I thought it was a decent enough story, and the special effects, they were doing a lot in this movie. But now I think that it got panned or whatever because it's like, is this connected to everything or is this something separate now? It's like now it's hard to separate our brains of like, well, where's Batman? Where's Superman? Where's Wonder Woman? Like this major thing is happening in the ocean and the other heroes aren't there. That's just how we think about it. So I just thought that was interesting. I don't know if anybody saw Madam Web. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you thought of the movie, but I'll probably never see it in the theaters. I'm waiting for it to come to Disney Plus. I'll watch it. Maybe I'll review it. Maybe it'll be one of those movies that I talk about from beginning to end. I love to do that. All right, I'm going to finish off now. Remember, I want to tell you guys, I do have, Patreon now, and I'm putting up content every single week on Patreon, so you got to check that out. But also, real quick, you know what, guys? I forgot to say this. Make sure you check me out. I'm going to be at a city near you live soon. Speaking of Atlanta, I'm going to be at the Atlanta Punchline March 15th through the 17th. You can go to ericgriffin.com to my terrible website and look at my schedule, and you can see it there. I'm coming to Tulsa, the Looney Bin in Oklahoma, April 5th through the 6th. Desert Ridge Improv in Scottsdale, Arizona, April 19th and 21st. And the Comedy Mothership, I'll be there April 26th through the 28th, and I'll probably be doing Kill Tony on the 29th. So make sure you guys, get tickets now. Come check me out. Tell your friends. If you know somebody that lives in any of these cities, be like, I love this dude. I think he's funny. You should go check him out. Let me know. So, I should start pumping out my shows more frequently. Yeah, man. So isn't it crazy? I'm forgetting that I'm doing this live and I have a baby on my chest and you guys are just watching. It's crazy, right? So, it is what it is. So on my last Patreon episode, this subject came up because I was looking at 90 Day Fiancé. And on 90 Day Fiancé, they have this, there's this couple, this sort of Russian Moldovan guy. This, he's 36, and this transgender woman, his name's Justin, her name's Nikki, and she's like 47, and they've had this like ongoing relationship for like 15 years, probably a decade, and, he's come out and said that he didn't know that she was transgender at first. They had their relationship, and then, now they tried to make it work again, and he just says he can't get past it. And it just made me think about, like, in the dating process, when should you reveal your secrets? When? At what point in the dating process? And I always say this, I think it's like very nuanced, Like if you're on a dating app and your profile says looking for a long-term relationship, looking to start a family, not looking for one-night stands, I'm looking for my best friend, my partner for life, and I want to start a family. And then you go out with this person and then you fall for them. And then 6-8 weeks later, they tell you, well, I'm actually transgender. I mean, that's a bombshell, right? I think that's like, maybe you shouldn't have swiped. That's a little, and how about this? And I don't want to come off of this ain't no transphobic thing either. I'm just talking about any kind of secret. I just brought up that because that was what was happening on the 90 Day Fiancé. But listen, what if it's a woman who can't have kids? She had a hysterectomy, and should she tell you? Maybe she really likes you. You go on 3 or 4 dates, and she's like, "Oh man, this guy wants kids. I got to tell him." Like, when is it that you should tell your secrets? But the nuanced side of it, on the other side though, is like, listen, if you're on Tinder and you just swiping, and you just DTF, you're not concerned about relationships. You're just putting up numbers because you out here just living your life and you're not trying to get serious. And you meet someone like that, and you do it. And you go on with your life, and then like maybe a month later, you looking on their profile, you see the person again, and then you realize the person is transgender. I mean, you get mad. It's like, why? Why'd you get mad? Like, when? Like, why? Like, should that bother you? You know? I don't know. I don't know if it would bother me. If you had a good time, you didn't know the person was like passable to you, and you were, or not even that, you were attracted to whatever was going on with this person, and you find this out later, but you weren't trying to do anything. Should it matter? You know what I mean? Should it matter? Like, in that scenario. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying is like, but whatever your secrets are. An example I gave on my Patreon episode was just like, it's not even just like trans or whatever. Like, what about diseases? Let's say somebody has HIV or they have herpes or they have like whatever. When should that person tell you? Like, when would you want to know that? What if the person's like super religious? Wouldn't you want to know that too? What if it's like, you're dating, right? And then like, you never go out on Wednesday nights. You're like, hey, you want to go to this thing on Wednesday? You're like, oh, I can't, And then you find out later, it's like they go to church Sunday and Wednesdays. That might be a thing too, where you're like, oh, wait, what? You're like, oh yeah, I'm really heavy in my, maybe that's not your thing, When should they tell you that? It could be like some weird, like, what if like, all right, we're the ladies in here right now. You meet a guy, he's a cool dude, he cool. Maybe he's successful. He invites you over, cooks you dinner. And it turns into like a thing, You really enjoying the time with this guy. You're like, oh, you come over like almost once a week and he's cooking you dinner. He's laying the pipe down. So one day you in like his work shirt, because he's an architect or something like that. You got to wear a suit and tie to work. He's successful like that, but he's good looking, works out, right? Got art on the wall. Then you in the kitchen, and then you like looking for cinnamon or some brown sugar for some tea you making. You just in your panties in his work shirt, and you see a door that you've always wondered what this door was. You open this door thinking it's a pantry, and it's stairs going downstairs. And then you go downstairs, and it's a sex dungeon. When should he have told you that he's into this kind of stuff? Or maybe it's not even something as harsh as a sex dungeon. What if like you go downstairs and it's one of those lights, you flick on the light, and it's one of those lab lights where it's like bling, 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 bling. One of those like fluorescent lights turn on, and it's like a Star Wars shrine. You go downstairs and it's just Star Wars toys, outfits. It's like a whole thing, just all Star Wars. And you didn't know that he was into it like this. What do? What if like you open the pantry door, you go downstairs, and it's like a pentagram on the ground, and it's like he's a Satanist, When should he have told you that? He just casually comes down like, oh, you found my temple. You know what I mean? It's like, do you bolt? Like, it's just like an honest question for the chat, is I want to know, when should someone tell you their thing, no matter what it is? When should they tell you their thing, man? It'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not just about like some like, because like, again, like you might be someone, because there was a whole thing. There was this one big transgender TikTok person that like really looks like a woman. You know what I mean? Like and was like on Twitter or Tinder and not telling people, But there's a part of me that's just kind of like, I don't think someone like that would have to, unless you got into the weeds of it, If you just like, because like, think about if you're a person that has had one night stands, you don't know anything about this person. Like this, you know what I mean? There could be so many red flags about a person besides that you would probably be, oh, I wish I would have known that before I invited them over to my house or what, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's up to you, man. It's just a curious question. Let's not make it about the transgender so much as let's make it about when do you think your secrets should be revealed? Like, like at what point is it date 3? Like, is it unfair if how about this too? Like, do you think it's unfair if this person allowed you to fall for them? Like that must happen a lot. What if you 8, 9, 10 weeks in and you're just like, oh, this person, I really like this person a lot. Then that's the point where they sit you down and go, I just want you to know, I was in jail for 11 years. I killed my ex. It was an accident, but I still got charged with manslaughter and I served some time. Would you what if you found that out 12 weeks into the relationship? Are you like, oh, you what? You know what I'm saying? So it could be something. It could be something that's like Star Wars toys, weird hobbies. It could be like weird hobbies. You open their closet and they have like a full-on squirrel outfit. Or you don't know they're into this. Or it's like those people that are into like it could be like, when do you tell somebody about your weird fetish? Oh, man, I know. Well, look, this is good. We're getting to the end here, kid. It's like, when do you know? When should you tell someone? You know what I mean? So, but anyways, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching Riffin with Griffin. Oh, you lasted a whole episode. Now you want to start crying? Guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications so you know when I'm going live. It's usually Wednesdays. And remember, if you want to be a part of Patreon, or you can also sub on Twitch. 2 ways that I monetize: Twitch and Patreon. One or the other. You'll get the free, not free, but the Monday episode, the Monday nuance of Riffin with Griffin. So like I say, make sure you hit the Patreon because those things are there. You know what I mean? Here's my beautiful wife right now. I'm just finishing up right now. He just started crying as I finished up. I let my you rested, babe? She is fully rested. So you want to take the baby? Yeah, so she's going to take the baby right now. The only thing is kind of weird to get him out of it. You have to push up like this. Come on, babe, get this thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't give him the bottle. It's in the fridge downstairs. Because he didn't need it because he went to sleep,
Oh, my God.
Look at him. Oh, my God. Look at him. Oh.
You gave birth to me.
Is that what giving birth is like? So anyways, guys, make sure you check that out. The Patreon and all that stuff. And I appreciate you guys. Wait, let's see. Now that he's not, oh man, I didn't set up my singing mic because I didn't think I was gonna need it because she was here. So, but let me get to, we still got the theme songs that we have here from my buddy Chris Yu. He's on Instagram. You can find him, Chris Yu, on Instagram. Yeah, y'all. Don't got the singing mic. It don't matter. You know why? Keep them rhymes tight. It's fight or flight. Go outside and fly a kite. Keep it in the line of sight. Cause I might come here every week. Talk about moving my feet and exercise. And you'll be surprised at how good it feels. Do that. Oh, all right. Anyways, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, y'all. He was not suffocating Jose. Stupid bitch. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I will see you next week. Riffin with Griffin. Peace.